Alright guys, this is going to be a video about the Karambit and using this knife in self-defense and offense in knife fighting. I believe that the Karambit is a great knife to be used for self-defense, a tool to cut someone off of you, to get them off of you when they're trying to take your pistol away from you or they're trying to basically harm you. It also can be used in knife fighting, but I don't recommend it because it's not double-edged. Now you can get a straight fixed blade double-edged Karambit, but most folding Karambits are going to be single-edged because you don't want to cut yourself. The Karambit can be extended out. You can grip it with your middle finger and you can get extra range. I don't recommend the extension grip like this. There's no control over the knife, but like this, you get an extra 4 to 6 inches of extension and allow you to reach out and cut that person's knife hand. Just basically a slash, a 45-degree angle slash either way. That'll defang the snake. I guess that's what they call it in FMA. I've never been trained by any formal FMA instructor, but I have been trained by people who were trained by professional FMA instructors in the military, and you know, that's what they say. They say defang the snake. Every type of knife fighting martial art that I've been involved with, learned, everyone says, anyone who has any sense anyway, says go after the knife. Cut the knife out of the other person's hand. That's the only way to go. So using this in a defensive role, you grip it like this, or you grip it like this. And I'm going to back the camera up just a little bit. And in this motion, it's just a straight on come up and use it like a claw. You're just ripping. You're tearing out, you know, anything that gets in your way. In reverse edge or reverse grip, you can punch straight in and stab someone with the blade. I don't know if you can see that. You can throw an uppercut type motion and you get a cut this way. Anytime you hook, you can throw a hook and slash that way. The back side of the knife, because it's not sharp, can be used to move something out of the way and you can get in and cut. But anytime you have a knife in your hand, you need to have the other hand up protecting your carotid arteries. Your shoulder can protect this carotid artery and your hand can protect this carotid artery. And when you face the target, you want to put the knife out in front and you want to get the most extension you possibly can out of your knife fighting when you're actually trying to cut someone off the knife. So if you're trying to, you're trying to cut them and you want to keep them from being able to get to you, you want to be able to turtle up and just, swing that knife. And you want to work on your patterns, 45s and horizontal slashes. I don't recommend the vertical slash, not a full vertical slash, because anytime that you get out of the box, and what I call the box is anytime your hands go out too far out of this box, you're really strong in this area here. You want to keep everything inside the shoulder blade. So if you're throwing punches, straight blast, you want to do the knife the same way. Straight blast, just bam, bam, bam. And in that case, you would just use the knife. You would just use the knife and protect and stab. So the Karambit is a great self-defense tool, especially when it's, the Singer sewing machine, grip, yank, and shank. That's the mentality you're going after. And you want to be able to access your knife quickly, get it into the fight, and just tear at whatever's going on. Whatever you're trying to cut, you just want to give them all blade. You want to present just the blade to them. Your whole body needs to be behind the blade. You need to be crouched down in a crouch position Much like if you get into a natural stance, just stand, feet apart, knees slightly bent, slightly lean forward, just like you would be if you were going to shoot a pistol, if you come to a stop to shoot a pistol. But you should be able to, as you're learning to shoot and move in self-defense, you should be able to knife fight and move, because movement is what's going to keep you from being killed. You want to be moving at all times. So if you want to, train to actually learn how to defend yourself with a knife, you might, set up 2 or 3 sticks in the yard and practice moving and cutting them from all angles, and moving while you do it. Actually being able to walk backwards, to zone, to step to the side, to zone is stepping to the side. So if you zone on the target and slash at the same time, that's the type of stuff that's going to get you out of a knife fight. If someone actually, presents a knife and the fight is on. If you're taken by surprise, I believe that either a double-edged knife or a karambit is the best type of knife to have, because you can do, it's an instinctive type grab and slash. You just grab the handle of the knife, draw it out, and you slash. All the the fancy techniques in the world doesn't beat grip, yank, and shank. The more physically you are capable, if you can not get winded in 30 seconds and just grip, yank, and shank, you just go wild with it. Now, learning all the patterns of the way of knife fights and all the checks and everything, it's all good. But in a realistic knife fight, it's a crapshoot. You're basically, if you see the knife before the knife fight begins, the best thing you can do is try to run, But if you can't run, you want to get maximum extension on your blade in your hand where you still have controllability, and you just want to slash at that knife. Because in that range, they're trying to cut your core. They're trying to cut your head, your chest, your body. You're not trying to cut their body. You're trying to cut their arm, their hand. Now, their hand is a fast-moving target, so it's going to be hard to do. But if you look at fencing and how people fence, that's what you're going for. You want to be backing up and moving much like a person does in fencing. If you notice, the fencing foil is kept out to the front, and you're constantly moving backwards and forwards. Now, it might look like they're, sissy fighting to some people, but trust me, that type of fencing goes right into the type of knife fighting, American knife fighting, like from the frontier. And the Apache also used a pretty much similar type system, although their movement wasn't linear. They circled more than they actually moved in a linear motion. But I think a good balance between a fencing type stance and being able to zone out on the target and then move straight into the target, that is the best way to move in a knife fight. And you put that weapon out front, because anything else you put out front is just a target for them to cut. You're just giving them a target to cut you. You're not giving them, you want to give them nothing but the blade. Nothing but cold steel and focused aggression. Thanks.